7 ways to use social media for storytelling. When we think about the stories we read as children, they had characteristics: a beginning, middle, and end, a climax or conflict, and some sort of moral lesson. Great content on social media can also convey a similarly rich message when done correctly. A story isn't just about words. A great story teaches us something about the world and ourselves. And great content marketing tells a good story. More people want to understand the ethos and mission of a brand to see if it is committed to something meaningful, such as a social issue or cause, rather than just buying something because it's cool. So, what's the best way to tell a story on social media? Let's look at 8 great ways to do it. 1. Develop a long story arc. A story is essentially a sequence of events with some key elements. With social media, you have plenty of options to tell stories in new ways that cross the boundaries of traditional storytelling and advertising. While you may have some restrictions, for instance, length, you also have a number of tools at your fingertips. Before you develop your social content as part of a campaign or advertising strategy, it's important to look ahead at your end goals and work back. Ask yourself questions like, what does your business goal look like 1 year or 5 years from now? Where would you like to be in terms of preferred or target audience? What is your growth plan demographically and even internationally? How are you performing in comparison to your competitors? Every single clip, blog, video, or image needs to be a mini story in itself. But what about taking your audience and customers on a journey that lasts longer than that? When you think about the fact that each piece of content contributes to your brand and business story, you have the potential to hook people over the long term. To this end, you can think of your story arc, the beginning, middle, and end. Not only for each piece of content but also in connection with your long-term goals and unique offering or USP. 2. Show, don't tell. When it comes to any kind of advertising, whether it's social media based or not, it's better if you show your story rather than tell it. But, what does this mean? In the realm of social media, this might be as simple as creating a compelling video, or infographic, or using a stunning visual in combination with a catchy title to get your message, or the gist of it, across quickly. After all, you only have a few seconds to make your point, so why not make it as clear and visually inviting as possible? 3. Write like a writer. Do you have experience writing copy, fiction or non-fiction? The truth is that while a bit of experience helps, you don't really need to be an expert in any genre to nail storytelling on social media. What will grab attention, though, is creativity, boldness, and the type of message that cuts to the chase, or at least gives a hint of the amazing things to come. Depending on your audience, sometimes this will incorporate more of a story which includes some typical narrative elements. If you are able to invite your audience in using the same tools that fiction writers do, you probably will get them engaged from the get-go. Plus, don't forget the importance of SEO writing when it comes to search and social media. The right keywords mean getting to the right people. 4. Use influencers and other partners. Some of the most innovative social advertising we're seeing today tends to combine 2 or 3 elements: a celebrity or influencer, a genuine cause, and a product. This combination of elements taps into an issue that people care about by leveraging the power of a relevant influencer or brand. Make sure the influencer or partner is relevant, otherwise your ad could fall flat. One area where influencers and partnerships can work well is the non-profit sector. By getting backing for a particular social issue or cause, the charity can benefit by raising awareness and driving interest, which can result in increased revenue from fundraising or volunteer recruitment. 5. Connect with your followers. Social media platforms offer plenty of built-in tools to understand the types of posts that drive the most engagement. This should give you insight into the popularity of your content across channels. You can look at your social media data to gain insights and see what was most effective. Was that one post, longer blog, or ebook something that resonated in the past? Or perhaps it was a funny video that got a lot of shares. You can use these insights to get a sense of what is hitting your audience and build a new story from there. Consider using Facebook Live, tap into TikTok trends, or create clever and funny videos to help explain your mission and message in a fresh way. 6. Make it meaningful. So maybe you've conducted extremely thorough audience research, and you've gotten to know your current customers well enough. If you're developing a brand story or campaign, the key element behind reaching people is that you have to find what makes your product meaningful to the audience. What matters to them, not just in the short run but also in the long run. Once you figure out what is deeply meaningful to your audience, You can then develop a storyline, a brand storyline as well as a set of storyline snippets, to illustrate a need with an underlying emotional base. 7. Use tools to get up close and personal. There are plenty of social tools that can help you convey emotion, authenticity, and immediacy in a short period of time. The main social media tools that come to mind are Instagram Stories, Snapchat Stories, and even TikTok. You can use each of them to produce real-time videos that last for a short period of time. This type of ephemeral marketing is ever popular, especially with the millennial and younger demographic, mostly because it's a snippet of real life. People crave authenticity more and more in the digital world, so offering a real glimpse into someone's personal world can sometimes feel like a breath of fresh air. The best part about these tools, as well as Facebook Stories and Facebook Live, is that you don't really need to create anything special, or even use a lot of text or words. Simply letting someone see a real live person talking or doing something in real time is more than enough. And it's a perfect opportunity to demonstrate your product or service in a real-life context. Consumers have so many choices when it comes to purchasing power, and this is a good thing for them. But sometimes it's a bad thing for marketers because there's plenty of competition. The good news is that there are still only a small number of companies that are able to use social media in such a way that they tell a story that truly connects. Make sure your brand is one of them.